was interviewed a couple of weeks ago for the Drop Everything podcast by Dan Holtzman, one half of the famous Raspini brothers. I'll put that link in the comments if you missed it. It was a great interview and he's really good at keeping a good flow and getting a good story going. We came across a subject that was really intriguing. We touched on the fact that as a young man, I was a track and field star. More specifically, I was a champion race walker. Trust me, I know it's weird and it's a boring sport, but I had a natural talent for it. I wanted to win all my races. So I trained my ass off and I did win. I won a lot until juggling came along, that is. Then all the energy I was putting into training for my competitions, I started to put into training juggling. Dan asked me if I carried anything over from those days into my street performing career that helped me do better shows. There were two things that we talked about in the interview and one thing that we didn't. The ones we did talk about were my training and my laser focus. And the one that we didn't cover is memory triggers, and I'll get to that in a minute. So let's start with the training. I was shown how to train properly by my track coach, pushing hard and resting, setting goals and breaking through them, along with mentally projecting yourself to win. And I learned that if you want to do something, then you just train it and then you can do it. It's really that simple. The more you train, the better you get. And if you train more than everyone else, you get better than everyone else. And once you know how to train something, you can train anything. Once you know the way, you can see it in everything you do. The second thing I carried over was laser focus. How is it that I'm continually able to knock out monster street shows even after 24 years in the game? It's because I have focus. Before the show even happens, I'm focused on it. I have it planned out in my head completely. I know what's going to happen before it happens. I project. I picture myself doing the show and kicking total ass. I just execute what I saw in my head when I get to the pitch. And then when I'm at the pitch and ready to do the show, I lock myself into an almost meditative state. I'll find a quiet corner or a bathroom stall, somewhere where I can be by myself for a few minutes. I'll close my eyes, I'll put the headphones on and just space out for a few minutes, just to block out the world and clear my mind completely of any other thoughts. I call it my fortress of solitude, like Superman. When I feel like I'm ready, I walk right out onto the pitch and start the show with a clear and focused mind. Now, the one thing that I didn't cover in the interview, and it might be the most powerful of all the things that I brought with me to street performing, is memory triggers. When I'd train as a kid, I always had icy hot rub on my muscles and it smelled like menthol. Then when I went to race, I would use the same stuff on my muscles and the smell of the menthol would trigger my memory of everything that I learned in training, putting me in the right mindset to race. Because the sense of smell is a powerful memory trigger, and in turn, it's a powerful learning tool. A certain smell can take you back to a certain place at a certain time in your life, and you can use that to your advantage. These days, whenever I'm writing new jokes or training new tricks, I have a little menthol drop, pop it in my mouth. I can smell the menthol, just like I did when I was racing. When I go to perform, I put another menthol drop in my mouth. Then all the new jokes and new bits that I want to remember come right back to my mind without really having to think about it. I'm being mentally triggered by the scent of the menthol. So without really thinking about it, I was using the same tools I learned as a kid to make me a better athlete to help me do better street shows. It's amazing how the things we learn early stick with us throughout our lives. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. Let's hope that we can have a better year in 2021. I know we've all had a lot of time off and it's going to be hard to get back to doing your show, getting your show back to where it was before all of this. So if you need help getting your street show back to the top of your game, or you're stuck and you need help digging yourself out of a rut, when the time comes, send me a direct message or visit ultimatestreetperformer.com and contact me there. Bring on 2021. Peace.